We frequently regard our relationships as simply extensions of our daily routines, without pausing to appreciate their enormous impact on our well-being. What if I told you that the quality of your relationships could be the most important component in your quest for happiness and fulfillment? Today we delve deeply into the teachings of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches us not just resilience and tranquility in the face of tragedy, but also the value of surrounding ourselves with people who truly appreciate and enrich our lives. Stoicism is more than just tolerating adversity. It is about understanding what is actually good for our inner peace and moral development. In this video, we'll look at the unmistakable indicators that it's time to reevaluate certain relationships and potentially even walk away. This is more than just avoiding negative influences. It's about deliberately selecting a route that is consistent with wisdom, fairness, courage, and moderation. Join me as we explore these concepts, ensuring that each step we take leads not just to personal serenity, but also to a deeper knowledge of what it means to live a decent life according to Stoicism. Whether you want to foster healthier relationships or find the strength to make difficult decisions, this debate will provide you with the tools and perspectives you need to change how you approach interpersonal interactions. Let us go on this adventure together, learning how to gracefully cut ties while protecting our most valuable asset, our peace of mind. If you enjoy what we're doing here, the simplest free favor you can do is click the subscribe button. Also, please do not skip any parts of the film to ensure that you fully understand the debate we are about to have. 1. Consistent disrespect. Respect is vital to every healthy connection. It acts as the foundation upon which all subsequent encounters are formed. Respect is strongly related to the virtue of justice in Stoicism, which requires treating others with fairness and dignity. So, when we talk about a continuous lack of respect, we're referring to a serious violation of both interpersonal ethics and Stoic precepts. Imagine being treated without the fundamental decency you show others. It's like having your dignity stripped away bit by bit. This constant lowering of one's dignity is not only unpleasant, it also indicates that the connection is out of sync with the Stoic goal of living a virtuous life. Stoics view every contact as an opportunity to cultivate virtues such as wisdom and fairness. When someone continually disrespects you, they not only impair your well-being but also limit your ability to abide by these ideals. When we experience such disdain in any form, whether through words, deeds, or simple carelessness, it is a clear indication that something basic is wrong. Stoicism teaches us not to respond with wrath or resentment, which are natural but useless emotions. Instead, it encourages us to respond with logic, judgment, and emotional distance. This entails acknowledging the lack of respect for what it is, a departure from noble behavior. It is not about assigning blame or being enraged, but about comprehending the influence of others' actions on our road to living a good life and determining calmly and sensibly whether those relationships should continue to play an important role in our lives. Recognizing and correcting a frequent lack of respect is a proactive step toward maintaining one's mental tranquility and moral integrity. It is about making a choice that is consistent with Stoic beliefs, refusing to take less than you deserve and, if necessary, walking away to stay true to your ideas of living justly and with dignity. This is more than just self-protection. It is an affirmation of your value and dedication to the Stoic pursuit of virtue. 2. Negative effects on mental health. Those around us can have a significant and widespread impact on our mental health. Stoicism emphasizes the necessity of maintaining our serenity, or the state of being peaceful and undisturbed. This is not about repressing emotions, but about recognizing and regulating them successfully, particularly when they are influenced by others. If you constantly feel anxious, unhappy, or agitated as a result of someone's impact in your life, it's a red flag that the relationship is causing more harm than good. Stoicism does not merely encourage us to bear adversity. It also instructs us to create environments that promote our well-being. Relationships that constantly drain your emotional energy or leave you feeling depleted can impair your ability to enjoy a peaceful and fulfilling life. Stoics think that our well-being is mostly determined by our internal state rather than external circumstances. They also acknowledge that we have a responsibility to protect our inner calm from disrupting forces. Seneca, one of the most well-known Stoic thinkers, frequently spoke on the significance of surrounding ourselves with individuals who elevate and inspire us, advising us to avoid those who bring negativity into our lives. Reflecting on the influence of a relationship on your mental health entails more than just identifying bad emotions. It also entails taking steps to ensure you are not held hostage by them. This could entail setting limits or even separating yourself from folks who persistently upset your peace of mind. You're not just attempting to avoid discomfort. You're consciously choosing a route that aligns with Stoic qualities, pursuing a life distinguished by logic, emotional resilience, and, above all, tranquility. When a relationship repeatedly impairs your mental health, it's time to reconsider and possibly recalibrate your social interactions. This is not a failure to endure, but rather a deliberate choice to promote a better, more harmonious life, which is the ultimate goal of Stoic practice. 3. Misaligned values. Core beliefs and values serve as a compass to lead us through life's difficulties, assisting us in making decisions that are consistent with who we are and what we stand for. When these essential ideals continually clash with those of someone close to us, it can result in serious internal problems. Stoicism emphasizes harmony and personal purity. Such misalignments are not only inconvenient but also cause severe anxiety. The Stoics argued that peace of mind comes from living a virtue-filled life based on moral principles. When someone close to us lives by ideals that contrast with our own, it tests our ability to keep the peace. For example, if honesty is a basic value for you, yet someone close to you frequently distorts the truth, this fundamental mismatch might cause ongoing stress and discomfort. Over time, these disagreements can destroy the trust and mutual respect that are required for any good partnership. More profoundly, Stoicism pushes us to examine our relationships and ensure that they are beneficial to our moral and personal development. Marcus Aurelius frequently wrote about the significance of surrounding oneself with people who exemplify the virtues we strive for. Tranquility. When our primary principles do not align with those of our colleagues, it might impede our advancement as Stoics, since we may find ourselves compromising on these ideals or living in a state of perpetual ethical struggle. Managing such misalignments necessitates a thorough analysis of the connection. It may necessitate open and honest discussions in which both sides express their values and determine whether a mutual agreement or compromise is feasible. However, if the difference is too big, you may need to reassess the relationship's place in your life. This is not about criticizing the other person as incorrect, but about acknowledging that not every relationship serves the greater good of your personal and ethical development. Recognizing and fixing misaligned values is critical not only for internal peace, but also for ensuring that our relationships support our journey to a more virtuous and satisfying existence. This connection is fundamental to the Stoic aim of tranquility and eventually happiness. 4. Feeling continually drained. In a healthy relationship, the exchange of energy should be rejuvenating rather than exhausting. When encounters with someone continually drain you, it's a good indication that the dynamics of the relationship are out of sync with the ideals of Stoicism, which promotes self-preservation through reasonable and peaceful living. Stoicism emphasizes the need to conserve our internal energy and apply it wisely. Stoic thinkers such as Seneca and Marcus Aurelius highlighted the importance of being in nourishing and reciprocal relationships over those that drain our emotional or physical resources. When you feel tired after interacting with someone, it is more than just a little nuisance. It is a significant drain on the resources you require to live a decent, productive life in accordance with Stoic ideals. Feeling perpetually depleted can appear in a variety of ways, including emotional fatigue, dread of impending interactions, and even physical exhaustion. These symptoms indicate that the relationship costs more than it offers, which Stoics would claim is unsustainable and unwise. According to Stoicism, every relationship should benefit your well-being and help you grow into a better, more virtuous person. Taking action in such instances necessitates a careful consideration of why the relationship drains you. Is it due to a lack of mutual support, one-sided exchanges, or the other person's persistent negativity or demands? Identifying the root cause is the first step in determining how to address the problem, whether it's through open communication about your feelings, setting firmer boundaries, or, in some cases, considering distancing yourself to maintain your peace and well-being. Managing these exhausting encounters entails not only eradicating negativity from your life, but also finding a place for more nourishing, supportive, and meaningful relationships that correspond with Stoic ideals of mutual respect and personal growth. Each relationship should enrich your life, not detract from it, allowing you to thrive and positively impact the lives of those around you. 5. Manipulation. Stoicism emphasizes authenticity and clarity. These qualities enable us to live in harmony with both our authentic selves and the world around us. However, manipulation is diametrically opposed to these values. It distorts reality, altering it in a way that benefits the manipulator but disadvantages the manipulated. This distortion can lead to actions that are not in your best interests, clouding your judgment and taking you away from the Stoic ideal of living a reasoned and virtuous existence. Manipulation in relationships frequently involves subtle psychological strategies that might be difficult to identify. It might be as obvious as deception, or as subtle as guilt-tripping or gaslighting, in which reality is warped and your recollections or perceptions are called into question. For Stoics, this is a serious issue. Stoicism preaches the value of perceiving things as they are, free of extrinsic distortions. When someone manipulates you, they impose their will and interfere with your ability to make reasoned decisions based on accurate observations. Dealing with manipulation necessitates a strict adherence to Stoic principles. Seek the truth, live with integrity, and retain your autonomy. This could include establishing clear boundaries with the manipulator or becoming more aware of the indications of manipulative conduct. It is critical to reconfirm your values and commit to behaviors that are consistent with those values rather than reacting hastily to deceptive methods. Confronting manipulation entails the Stoic discipline of introspection, which examines the nature of the relationship and your reactions to it. Stoicism, this introspective exercise can help you determine whether the relationship can be saved through open conversation and a mutual determination to change, or if it is better to detach yourself. Stoicism teaches that maintaining one's moral integrity and peace of mind frequently requires making tough but essential decisions, particularly when it comes to defending oneself from negative influences. Freeing oneself from manipulative relationships is more than just avoiding unwanted influences. It is also about realigning oneself with the Stoic ideal of living an honest and authentic life. This realignment promotes clearer thinking, better decision-making, and a deeper sense of tranquility, all of which are essential to the Stoic way of living. 6. Lack of trust. Trust is more than just a part of a relationship. It is the foundation upon which all relationships are constructed. In Stoicism, trust is associated with the virtue of justice, which promotes fairness, honesty, and dependability, qualities required for any significant and lasting relationship. Without trust, relationships are fragile, riddled with doubts and concerns that prevent true intimacy and connection. Stoicism encourages us to be trustworthy and truthful, not just because these are desirable virtues, but also because they create an environment conducive to trust. When trust is absent in a relationship, it is generally due to a failure to uphold Stoic values. This absence can set off a chain reaction of negative emotions and behaviors. Distrust replaces openness, fear replaces optimism, and instead of progressing together, people may find themselves continually guarding against potential betrayal. To address the lack of trust, resort to Stoic ideals. It needs honest self-evaluation and dialogue. Are my actions contributing to the lack of trust? Am I being as honest and dependable as I can be? Stoicism encourages us to confront these issues head-on, arguing for a return to integrity and straightforwardness as the means of repairing trust. If trust concerns arise from the other person, a Stoic might approach the matter with empathy and compassion while remaining firm in setting required boundaries. This could imply starting uncomfortable conversations to get to the bottom of trust issues, or it could require taking decisive action if such concerns are determined to be intractable. In some situations, keeping your own peace of mind and adhering to Stoic ideals may necessitate withdrawing from relationships in which trust cannot be regained. Trust is essential not only for the health and longevity of relationships, but also for the practice of Stoicism, which values the peace that comes from knowing you are in a dependable and secure relationship. When trust is absent, it is a clear signal to reevaluate and possibly reset the dynamics of the partnership in accordance with Stoic principles. This process is about more than just improving connections with others. It is also about remaining true to oneself and one's philosophical values. 7. Abuse of any kind. Stoicism condemns all forms of abuse, whether physical, emotional, or verbal. These activities contradict the Stoic commitment to treating all humans with inherent value and regard. Abuse, in any form, undermines the fundamental basis of what it means to have a virtuous and fulfilling life. Suffering abuse is never considered a requirement in Stoic philosophy. Instead, Stoics emphasize the importance of maintaining one's self-esteem and personal well-being. Marcus Aurelius highlighted the need to protect one's inner citadel from external tragedies and injustices, including abuse. This inner citadel signifies our ability to stand steadfast on our convictions and maintain our mental calm. Recognizing and responding to all forms of abuse is crucial, not just for bodily safety, but also for maintaining mental health and dignity. The Stoic strategy for dealing with such infractions entails a clear and rapid separation from the source of abuse. This is not about retribution or suppressing negative emotions. It is about making a reasoned decision to withdraw oneself from dangerous situations that contravene Stoic principles. The process of separating oneself from abuse is also consistent with the Stoic practice of self-care, which is critical for cultivating a life of virtue. It's about taking proactive steps to protect one's well-being, ensuring that one's surroundings and connections support one's moral and philosophical ideals. If you find yourself in a position where you are being abused, you must take action to protect yourself and seek help if necessary. Stoicism teaches not only how to endure pain, but also how to respond wisely and courageously in the face of incorrect treatment, always with the goal of protecting one's dignity and well-being. This could entail contacting trusted friends, family, or experts who can offer support and guidance in taking the required steps to ensure safety and respect. 8. Lack of growth or mutual support. Personal and moral development is not only encouraged but also crucial to Stoicism's teachings on how to live a happy life. Stoics believe that life is an ongoing chance for growth and learning, emphasizing the significance of helping one another on our journeys to virtue and knowledge. When a partnership lacks growth or mutual support, it directly opposes Stoic ideals, potentially impeding your own development. Stoic philosophers, such as Seneca and Epictetus, frequently explore the concept of synergy or mutual cooperation, emphasizing the importance of relationships in moral education and self-development. A relationship should be a mutual exchange in which both partners push and assist each other to become better people. This support entails more than just delivering encouragement during difficult times. It also includes actively contributing to each other's growth through honest feedback, shared experiences, and ongoing encouragement to follow one's ideals. When you find yourself in a relationship where you are not growing or being supported in your progress, it can feel like you are stuck in place while the rest of the world moves on. This stagnation might show as unhappiness, a sensation that your potential is being limited, or a general feeling that things aren't as rewarding as they could be. In Stoic practice, such a situation necessitates introspection and action, with the goal of identifying and correcting the root causes of the stagnation. Addressing the lack of growth and support may entail starting open and honest discussions about your needs and aspirations. It could also imply reframing the relationship's aims or, in some situations, accepting that the relationship may no longer be beneficial to your development. Stoicism argues that sometimes the most courageous and fair option is to withdraw from connections that no longer serve one's higher objective of leading a virtuous life. Every connection, according to Stoics, is an opportunity to exercise virtues and assist one another in the pursuit of wisdom and happiness. A relationship that does not help you achieve your aim may be an impediment that needs to be reconsidered. Recognizing and correcting a lack of growth and support entails not only finding personal fulfillment, but also aligning your relationships with your core values and working for the Stoic ideal of a thriving life. 9. Persistent selfish behavior. Relationships, according to Stoic philosophy, are important arenas for exercising virtues such as kindness, fairness, and reciprocity. A relationship is a two-way street, a dynamic interaction of giving and receiving. Persistent selfish behavior in a partnership is thus in stark contrast to Stoic ethics, which emphasizes the value of mutual gain and support. This imbalance not only compromises the relationship's integrity, but also impedes personal and moral development, both of which are central to Stoic philosophy. When one person repeatedly emphasizes their own needs and desires over those of the other, the delicate balance required for any good partnership is disrupted. Stoicism tells us that virtue is found in balance and self-control, And in relationships, this translates into each person treating the other's well-being as equal to their own. Persistent selfishness in a relationship fosters anger and unhappiness, which can weaken the links of trust and affection over time. Addressing persistent selfish conduct necessitates honest introspection and conversation. Stoic methods would urge people to convey their concerns calmly and clearly, focusing on the consequences of their behavior rather than assigning blame. It's about starting a conversation that aims to restore balance and foster a more generous spirit in the partnership. Stoicism, on the other hand, recognizes the value of individual liberty and self-respect. If efforts to restore balance fail, Stoicism calls for the wisdom to realize when a situation is beyond one's control and when it is sensible to extricate oneself from connections that are essentially unsustainable. According to the Stoics, every interaction provides an opportunity to cultivate virtue. A relationship polluted by persistent selfishness is more than a personal struggle. It is an impediment to enjoying a happy life defined by mutual respect, support, and the continual progress of all those involved. Recognizing and addressing such issues is about more than just personal happiness. It's about living a moral and ethical life that benefits both oneself and others. 10. Destructive communication. The emphasis on rationality and wisdom in Stoic philosophy extends to the way people communicate. Communication in every relationship should be honest, productive, and uplifting. This is consistent with the Stoic belief that our words should represent our qualities and that with our speech we may either raise and assist others or degrade and weaken them. Persistent negative communication patterns, such as criticism, sarcasm, and belittling, can erode the foundations of respect and understanding that underpin a good partnership. When communication becomes regularly harmful, it causes more than just acute pain. It can fundamentally alter how people perceive one another, undermining trust and affection over time. The Stoic solution to this situation would require a careful analysis of both what is said and how it is delivered. Stoicism teaches us to control our emotions and choose our words carefully, ensuring that they are consistent with our values of justice and kindness. This includes consciously attempting to incorporate positivity and support into our talks, and when disagreements happen, addressing them with the intention of resolving issues and rebuilding understanding rather than winning the argument or belittling the other person. Addressing and reforming harmful communication takes purposeful effort. Setting explicit goals for how you talk and respond in discussions, practicing active listening, and even obtaining external help, such as counseling, can all help enhance communication skills. The Stoic discipline of self-reflection is essential here. It entails frequently reviewing our own communication habits and determining if they are consistent with our ethical and philosophical ideals. If efforts to modify communication patterns fail, Stoicism understands the significance of protecting one's own well-being. When negative communication is unrelenting and destructive, it may be important to distance oneself in order to maintain inner peace and integrity. This decision, guided by Stoic wisdom, is not taken lightly, but rather as an essential step toward living a virtuous life free of constant conflict. 11. Disregard personal needs. Respect for personal needs and boundaries is regarded as critical in Stoicism for maintaining both self-esteem and interpersonal peace. Ignoring or trivializing these characteristics can result in severe imbalances, creating an environment conducive to disdain and unhappiness. Stoic philosophy promotes straightforward communication and mutual respect as the foundations of healthy relationships. When someone repeatedly ignores or minimizes your needs, it sends a clear message that your well-being is not a priority in the relationship. This disdain can be demonstrated by frequently overstepping boundaries, making unilateral decisions that affect both parties, or failing to acknowledge and validate feelings and preferences. Such behaviors not only weaken trust and equality in a partnership, but they also erode an individual's feeling of value and autonomy, two important qualities that Stoics aim to protect. To address these challenges, first recognize and affirm your own needs and limitations. According to Stoicism, this is not about selfishness, but about self-care, ensuring that you are not sacrificing your moral and emotional well-being in order to maintain calm. The second stage is to clearly and assertively convey your needs to your spouse or companion. This conversation should not be combative, but rather handled with the intention of educating the other person about your requirements and why they are vital for a successful relationship. However, if the disdain for your own needs persists, despite these discussions, it may be time to reevaluate the dynamics of the partnership. Stoicism emphasizes the value of surrounding oneself with people who favorably influence one's life. If a connection consistently fails to meet this condition, causing more conflict than peace, it may be prudent to detach oneself. This is not an act of hostility or abandonment, but rather a deliberate decision to prioritize personal well-being and moral purity, both of which are central to the Stoic way of life. Stoicism values social relationships and encourages people to face misfortune with fortitude and resilience, but it also emphasizes the significance of sticking to one's ideals. A partnership that fundamentally disregards an individual's needs is unlikely to be consistent with the Stoic goal of harmony and virtue. 12. There is no mutual accountability. Mutual accountability is good in any relationship. It is also necessary. Stoicism teaches us that taking responsibility for our actions is a vital virtue. Mutual accountability creates trust and respect, both of which are essential components of any healthy, long-term partnership. When accountability is lacking, it can cause a breakdown in these important relationship pillars, resulting in recurring misunderstandings and undermining the trust that serves as the foundation for all productive relationships. In Stoic practice, each individual is urged to reflect on and accept responsibility for their actions. This entails admitting when one's actions have harmed another and making atonement wherever possible. The absence of accountability in a relationship can result in a one-sided dynamic in which one or both partners believe they are not being heard or appreciated. This imbalance is immensely disruptive because, from a Stoic perspective, partnerships should provide reciprocal support and progress, allowing each individual to better align with their virtues. Addressing a lack of reciprocal accountability requires open and honest communication. It needs both parties to fully communicate their expectations and agree on what accountability entails for them. Setting defined behavioral norms, outlining the repercussions of acts, and scheduling regular check-ins can all help to ensure that both sides feel supported and appreciated. However, if attempts to develop mutual accountability do not deliver positive results, the relationship's viability may be called into question. Stoicism does not encourage enduring unpleasant conditions indefinitely. Instead, it suggests that we seek out and preserve connections that promote our moral and personal development. Fostering an atmosphere that prioritizes mutual accountability is more than merely sustaining peace. It is deliberately cultivating a partnership that values the Stoic qualities of justice, wisdom, and courage. A relationship that repeatedly fails to exhibit these characteristics may not be in line with the Stoic route to a full and virtuous existence. As we conclude this chapter of our journey together, keep in mind that Stoic wisdom is more than simply an ancient text. It is a living, breathing guide to navigating the challenges of modern life. Thank you for joining us today. Now that you've made it to the finish, please share your thoughts in the comments. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. See you soon.